Most people assume that those who speak the most are the most confident, intelligent, or socially capable. Psychology shows a different pattern. In many cases, the people who talk less are not lacking anything. They are processing more. This group is smaller, less visible, and often misunderstood, which is why their traits are easy to overlook unless you know what to look for. In social settings, work environments, and relationships, talkativeness is often mistaken for clarity or competence. Quiet behavior, on the other hand, is frequently misread as insecurity or disengagement. Psychology suggests that reduced verbal output often reflects internal regulation, selective communication, and deeper cognitive processing. Understanding these traits matters because misreading quiet people leads to missed insight, misjudged ability, and distorted social dynamics. 1. Selective expression. Their behavior involves speaking only when their contribution feels necessary or accurate. Psychologically, this reflects internal filtering and precision-based communication. Socially, they are misinterpreted as passive or uninterested. In reality, they avoid adding noise. If you relate, you likely value relevance over visibility. 2. High internal processing. Quiet individuals often think extensively before responding. This involves evaluating context, intent, and possible outcomes. Socially, this pause is mistaken for hesitation. Psychologically, it reflects cognitive depth. If this fits you, silence is not emptiness, it is mental activity. 3. Emotional regulation. People who talk less often manage emotion internally rather than externally. They do not verbalize every reaction. Socially, this is seen as emotional distance. Psychologically, it indicates control over impulse and expression. If you relate, you may feel deeply without feeling the need to announce it. 4. Discomfort with superficial exchange. Quiet people often disengage from conversations that lack substance. This is driven by a preference for meaningful information. Socially, this is misread as social awkwardness. Psychologically, it reflects low tolerance for low-value interaction. If you relate, small talk likely feels draining rather than connecting. 5. Heightened observation. People who speak less often observe more. They track tone, body language, and group dynamics. Socially, this observation goes unnoticed. Psychologically, it reflects situational awareness. If this resonates, you likely notice shifts others miss. 6. Low need for external validation. Quiet individuals do not rely on constant verbal feedback to feel secure. Socially, this is mistaken for low confidence. Psychologically, it reflects internal stability. If you relate, approval matters less than internal alignment. 7. Cognitive patience. People who talk less tolerate pauses, uncertainty, and unfinished ideas. They do not rush to fill silence. Socially, silence is treated as discomfort. Psychologically, patience allows better reasoning. If this feels familiar, you are likely comfortable waiting for clarity. 8. Accuracy over impression. Quiet individuals prioritize being correct rather than being impressive. They avoid speculative or exaggerated speech. Socially, this restraint is misread as lack of opinion. Psychologically, it reflects risk-aware communication. If you relate, you speak when you trust your conclusion. 9. Energy conservation. Talking is cognitively expensive. People who talk less often allocate energy carefully, especially in stimulating environments. Socially, reduced engagement is taken personally. Psychologically, it is resource management. If you relate, your silence often protects mental bandwidth. At the end of this, the question becomes personal. When you speak less, is it because you have nothing to say, or because you are choosing when it matters? Most people equate volume with presence. A smaller group understands that restraint can signal depth. The difference is not who talks more, but who understands why they talk at all.